this was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
And Dalton's throw on target to Tyler Boyd. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
1st down, Cincinnati.
Hands up. Lee. You run. Check that. Hey. He go 368. Hands up.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
1st down, Bengals.
Let's go, team. Let's go.
Dalton, 1st and 10.
Let's make these Bengals problems.
And that's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Dalton now to pass. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 1st downs and 3 points. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Carr. And he slings one that's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Check 43. Express. 93. 25.
Shotgun now for Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jonathan Joseph will get the credit for the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Going up top. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead grows to 10-0. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. That right there is what Jalen Richard can bring to this offense. I mean, last year, yes, he had 55 carries, but they used him more as a receiver. He had 68 catches in 2018, which was tied for the team lead. Really adds a nice element to the backfield for Derek Carr and company. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended receiver that time was Josh Jacobs, and now it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Express.
To throw again. Carr. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take it, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And Dalton to throw. He sets to fire deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Malik Jefferson.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Carr. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Dalton. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. To throw here, Dalton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. Back deep, Antonio Brown. 17-0 our score after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Check. Low. Joker. Watch the edge. Express. Bang.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. 24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
54. Mike 54.
On the toss, Mixon. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the rout is on here in this first half. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Carr now on 1st down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
57's the mic. Watch 93. 93. Hey, wahoo. 57. Pick me up. Here we go. Check, check. Fresh down. Fresh down.
To throw, it's Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
It's our time.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Hands up. Wait. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Hands up.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Bullock good on the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Not today. Quick dad, quick dad. Later one. Come. Check nickel. Check. Crunch. 29.
Here's Carr. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. On play action, now Carr. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now Carr. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Jonathan Joseph there on the coverage. And that is no good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the run.
The final act of the first half. Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
7:34.
On 2nd and inches. Carr throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ross. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Carr now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. On play action, it's Carr.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other...
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 5. A big play that time for the Raiders. 46 yards. To throw his Carr. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. D Ford. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Second and goal at the Bengals 16-yard line.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Throwing now is Carr. Flushed out right. And it's caught. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. And Carr's going to keep it himself. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Bravo!
They'll go for it. It's Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead's down to 24. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hands up.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Hands up.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Green. A.J. Green. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that will extend this big lead. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Carr going to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Carr. It got his man complete. John Ross with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Gets fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Dalton here from the gun. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. Well, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away, now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Switch it. Patch it. No chief. Check. Check 37. Check 37.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught. A gain of 32 that time.
Let's go.
Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
Carr now throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Strong right.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First down, Bengals.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
42-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Yo, 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 yo. 368. Mike 50. Mike 50. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, orbit. Mike 50. Mike 50. Yeah.
Throwing, Dalton. Open man is Uzama. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
From the gun, it's Carr. That's Carr. And they will get back to within 1 score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the 4th. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Oh, a little 360.
Man.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Here you go, Cam.
And out of the air, Dalton. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From midfield here, Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. It's a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. The field position game often so overlooked, but this offense is going to be backed up deep. What an ideal punt.
And now, this stage of the game, when they need the drive to try and put themselves in a position to win it, you talk about going the long field, the very long field. This could be a 99-yard drive if they're able to accomplish it.
Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jalen Richard, 99 yards, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Nixon. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Dalton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 49. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Looking to throw on second down. Martin. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. The Raiders on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. The first throw for the backup Peterman. And an alley. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Out to his left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
70, Indy.
It's a pickup of 6.
The first throw now for the backup, Nathan Peterman. Dancing to his left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off?
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout, as it'll come with... Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Bengals will get the football back.
Hey. They go 368. Over here. Yeah.
So now Dalton. Airing one out for Boyd. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
On 2nd and 10, Dalton, and he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. That one good for 26 and a first down.
They're probably about one big play from getting into field goal range. I'd go with a 2-deep coverage, make sure my safeties are back to cover all of the field deep.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
At the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Let's put that team on the clock.
Check 52. 368. Regular.
Throwing again. Dalton to the left side here for Eifert. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What do they say?
Oh, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Stills the intended target. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to bring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about you. Throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Malik Jefferson in there on the stop.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Now what can Peterman do here in overtime? And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Later run.
On the arm.
What can Carr do now with his drive? Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Fielded at the 33. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Hands up! You need peace!
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Hands up!
On first down, Bernard. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Nice. 93, 52,
Andy Dalton, complete to the right side. It's Eifert.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hands up! Wait!
50 to Mike. 50 to Mike.
Hands up!
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Hands up!
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. This to win it in overtime. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happened.
He's got daylight. The 20, 10, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown, and the game